Hi everybody, I'm hoping this is the right page and somebody will let me know if it's not. It's Heidi here, and today I'm going to be doing some earrings, different types of earrings that you can make, showing you different earring types that we sell and how you can use them. If you didn't already know, I'm Heidi and I'm from Riverside Beads and Crafts. Okay, so let's get started. I'm just going to turn you down a bit. Okay, so I've got some samples up on my mat. So this one's first. This one is fish hook earrings, and this is on tiger tail. So I'll be showing you how to do that. These are on a head pin, and it's got a little loop at the bottom and another little head pin there that I've attached with a loop as well, so a bit of movement. Again, 2 head pins. You can use them however you want, make different lengths. You can directly add charms to your earrings, so really quick and simple. If you haven't got time to bead, or you've got really nice charms that you love, you could make yourself a pendant with the charm and also a little pair of earrings as well, and they'll attach to any of our ear findings. Next one is this one, which is lovely, with the chain cut at different lengths. So you've got the longer one and the medium one, and then a smaller one. And that gives you a lot of movement. And you don't just have to put your beads on the end of it. You can loop hook beads on anywhere down the chain as well. So that's that one. And then finally, these gorgeous things. These are the Heishi beads, and they're on a lever back earring, but they're also on these, which are, they are a larger version of our wine glass charm. So I use them, and where they usually just lock together and you can open them up and undo them, I've actually created a loop there so that it closes them up completely. Okay, so let's have a go at doing some earrings. So first of all, I think I'm going to do the tiger tail. So I'm just going to get my cutters. I'm going to cut where that kink is in it, because obviously I won't be able to get that out, and I'm just going to cut it a bit longer than I actually need it, so I've got enough to play with. Let me just cut another little bit off. Okay, let's pop that out of the way. So I've got 2 lengths of the tiger tail, and I have got the, let me hold it in my pliers so you can see it. So that's the fish hook earring, and it has a little loop, a ball and a spring. And if you are using these, when you're attaching things to it, I always open the loop on the earring. Do it upside down, look where it's attaching, and you just flick it up just a little bit. So can you see? So I've just flicked it up slightly. You won't drop it down too much because it, oops, you can't see it because of the ball. So I've just flicked it to the side slightly, and then you can add on your pieces. So I'm just going to close it back up again for a second. Okay, so I think I'll use these lovely grey blue, whoopsie daisy, grey blue beads. And all you need to do is you can use your tiger tail as your needle and just pop on however many you want, however sort of large or small you want it. If you've got a nice piece of semi-precious stone, you could put that in the centre and have small beads coming up the sides. tiger tail is so versatile to use for everything, so it's just a nice easy one to use, and obviously really, really light. Let's see, how many have we got on there? So it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. That'll do. So now what I want, I don't want it to run away, don't run away. I've got some crimp beads here. Now, with this I'm going to pop, when you do a necklace or something like that, you actually have the crimp bead go down one strand, but with this, you want it to go down both strands. So you've got your crimp bead at the top here, and you want it to be as close as possible to that top, and just give it a squeeze. Okay, make sure you don't squish the beads. Okay, so that's the crimp bead at the top there, and I'm just going to snip off the 2 little ends, and I'm going to turn my earring wire upside down, open it up a fraction, and pop in, oops daisy, pop in, and it kind of sits, the little crimp sits within that loop, and then, oops daisy, close that up and pop the spring in the ball back down, and there's one. Okay, we'll do it again. So we know we want 20 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So with our earring findings, we have got down at the shop, oh, let me just explain to you again. So I've put my wires together and putting on my crimp bead with both of the wires in it, and then just pull it down to the bottom, so it's right in that centre, and then squeeze that crimp really, really firmly, so you've got your crimp right in the centre of that loop there, and just trim off the tops. Yes, all our earring findings, we have got within the range, we've got ones that are beadable that are also clip-ons, so all of our earring findings are beadable, which means you can add beads to them. So I'll show you with the studs in a minute. They all have some form or other of little loop on them where you can add beading. Okay, let me get a let's put it on one of these cards so you can see them. There you go. So there's the first ones. Really quick and easy, those. So let's put those crimps away. We don't need those again. And we'll put those beads away. So I think I'm going to do the stud ones next. So these are, with my pliers. So these are, oops. These are the stud earrings, and they look like this. And they have this little loop underneath, and you'll see where the little split is. And again, you don't need to open it far, and don't be rough with it because it's only small. You just need to turn it at an angle slightly when you're adding your bits to it. So I'm just going to open those two just gently, put them to one side. Now then, where are we? Where's my chain? So I've got some chain here, and it's quite a small, light one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to count how many links for each one. So I'm going to do 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 links for one. Oops, one drop. Let's close that up. So that's 1. Let's get 8 again. 2, 4, 6, 8. So just opening up. Where's my other flat nose plier? So just left and right. So one hand stays still, the other hand moves, and you're opening it up so it's kind of diagonal. Okay. So just close it again. And then I'm going to do one that's, let's say 2, 4, let's do one at 5. There we go. So this one's going to have 2 drops. So 2, 4. Close that one up again. Okay, so for this one we're going to put it on a couple of head pins. So I've got these, I really like these grey beads. They are beautiful. Oh, and I know what I'm going to put in between them. I've got some black Heishi beads. So I'm going to put a grey bead on first, and then a Heishi bead, grey bead, Heishi bead, grey bead, Heishi bead, grey bead. So I've got those on there. Okay, so then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and I'm going to bend this over at an angle. Okay, I'm going to use my finger as a gauge for the thickness of it and cut off the excess, and then I'm going to turn the end of the metal up with my round nose pliers, coming round once and putting them back in and closing it up to make your little loop on the top. Okay, so that's going to go on one of my drops. So that's going on the longer drop. Okay, so let's do that again. So again, grey bead, Heishi bead, grey bead, Heishi bead, grey bead, Heishi bead, grey bead. Is that enough? Yes. So again, we're going to turn it over as close to the top as possible. Take it that way. Should I bend it over my finger and use that as my gauge? Okay, and I'm going to roll it back towards me and close it up. Okay, let's take the other long chain. I'll just open it up slightly and add on that bead. Okay, and then another 2 head pins and just a couple of those little Heishi beads. Look a bit like flying saucers. Look, flicking them away. Okay, so turn it over at an angle. excess off. Roll it back towards you and just close it. Oops, daisy. Just close it up. Take the next one as close as possible. Need to fold it against it. Cut the width of my finger. That's about 1 centimetre, by the way. And then roll it back to close it. Okay, let's get rid of those beads. And the bits that flipped everywhere. Okay, so now I've got the shorter length of chain. I'm just going to pop that onto it. And rather than open up my lovely little loops that I've done, I open up the chain instead, because it's far easier and you're not making a mess of your little loops then. Okay, so now I've got my little loops undone on my earrings, so I'm just going to drop the long, put the short one on first. Short one, and oops, then the long one, and then just close that loop back up, and I'll show you in just a second. We'll grab a short one first, Heidi. Just close it back up, make sure it's closed, otherwise you'll have your chain slipping out of it. Let's put it on a, here we go. So there you go. So that's a lovely drop one with 2 drops on it. Thank you, Rachel. Let's put that one down. Now, I'm going to show you how I did the one with the Heishi beads. Now, when I did mine, that colour mix was, there is one of the strands is a rainbow one, so that was the rainbow coloured strand, but otherwise they come in colourways. So I'm going to be using the teal colour, so it's like the dark teal. So basically I've got this little ring and it's got a little loop on it and a little stick bit that goes inside the loop. And normally we would use these for like going around wine glasses, and it's the charm so that you know which is your glass, which is all absolutely fine. But what I do at the very end of this, once I've got all my beads on it, I take that little stick at the top and I just fold it back so it creates a loop, and it keeps it shut permanently then. So just feed on. I'll only do one just to show you, but it's quite a nice trick because I like, well, obviously hoops and things are quite popular, aren't they, at the moment? So I thought we could see what we could do with a hoop. Would be quite nice. So this is obviously, oops, something different than just a plain hoop. Oops, a daisy. Yeah, the one thing I think is wonderful with the earring findings is the simplicity of just being able to just add a charm, and you've got a perfect set of earrings, you know. But the other thing is you know, you can make or break an outfit with earrings. You know, you can add exactly the same beads that you use in a pendant or a necklace or a bracelet. you know, so it's all matching and it all ties in, and you can get the beads, you know, to colour match your clothes, and so if it's done properly, it looks absolutely lovely. You know, a lot of our beaders do come in and they're bringing like shirts or blouses or, you know, dresses and things like that to get a colour match with the beads. Yes, they are very, very versatile, the Heishi beads. I love them. I loved them way back there when in the, I think it was about the 80s, when we all had them and they were made of bone or shell. And we had them on necklaces and bracelets. Oh, and anklets as well, we had them. Yeah, I was a funky 80s child. With the coloured hair. Oops, a daisy. I was a budding punk in those days. Don't think I'd have got to flower at all, but I'm catching up for it now. Right, so I've got on as many as I want, and they'll equal out a bit once I tighten this loop up. So I've poked that little stick through, and I'm just going to, I've got my pliers on it, and I'm just going to fold it back so that it closes. Let's just move that down a bit so you can see there. I've looped the two together, okay, and then we want to attach it to our rear wire. So I have got this one. Oh no, that one, it was the lever backs, wasn't it? Mind you, it can go on any of them. So just through one of the little loops, close it back up, and there we have one of those big Heishi ones, and that's on the lever back earring. So these are the lever back. Okay, so let's see. So again, I'm just going to show you these. So you've got these little charms, and these would literally, they have a loop on them already, and I just opened the ear wire and added them straight onto it, directly onto it. And then we have this one, which has fallen off. Let's just put it back together. Oops, daisy. And obviously, you know, I'm quite gentle with the lengths of things and the size of beads and stuff, but you can go with bigger beads and, you know, longer lengths if you so wish. And these ones are the ones with the little drop at the bottom, so I used a head pin, but I snipped off the end of the head pin and turned it into a loop before adding the beads, and then turning another loop at the top, and then I made a little drop with a heart and a little tube and opened that and added it to the bottom, so you've got a bit of movement at the bottom. So that is my contribution to different earrings. I'll show you the other ones just quickly. So those were the purple ones that I did, and then I showed you with the blue ones. So that's the tiger tail. There's the chain ones that we did, and then we did these ones today, so with 2 strands. And these are the rainbow ones, and this is the teal one we did today. Okay, let's turn you back up again. Okay, so I won't see you guys before Easter, so have a very, very happy Easter. And I will see you all after Easter for our next Facebook Live. Mine will be in another couple of weeks again. Donna will be on the next one, so I'm not quite sure what hers is going to be, but I'm sure it'll be advertised for you, so you'll be able to see what it is. Okay, so thank you very much, everybody, and I hope you have a lovely Easter, and take care and look after yourselves and stay safe. Okay, bye.